Hey, Mohammed. Mohammed, how you doing?
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm doing well.
Good,
Thank you
good
for asking.
afternoon.
What about
Uh,
you? Yeah.
I'm doing fine. Doing fine.
All right. Yeah.
Let's let's see if the others will join or if the assignment was too tough that he chased them away.
I think it's the assignment. Even me, I don't want to give excuses, so I had to.
Let's see.
It should be the assignment. Because even me, I just don't want to fall into the group of excuses, so I had to
I understand.
to manage myself and do something.
No wahala.
Yeah. Let me plug.
Hmm. Okay. Hello, Peculiar. Welcome. Promise.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
Peculiar. Afternoon.
Okay, let's see if any other person will join. I was telling Mohammed that it's like the assignment I gave was too much. Everybody's running away. You should not run now. You guys shouldn't run
uh,
away. Okay. Chibueze is here too. Nice, nice. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. Welcome, Chibueze.
Thank you, sir.
uh, all right. So we will start in 2 more minutes. There's not a lot for me to show you guys today. It's for you guys to show me stuff today, which is what I'm looking for. Ha, Tequila, what's that look on your face? I'm looking forward to it. You show me things today. I'm interested in seeing what you guys have cooked up. Mm. Okay, so we can start. Anyone that joins is welcome. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's group discussion. So just a few items before we start. As always, our group discussion rules remain the same, and you guys have done a great job at keeping to all of that. So that's perfect. And yes, so last week I gave an assignment that required you to use Copilot Studio to create an agent, and in that agent create, I think it was 3 topics. Yes, 3 topics and 2 to 3 trigger phrases per topic. So the scenario was that our company Fabricam wants a simple assistant that can answer frequently asked employee questions such as office hours, IT contact details, how to access the company portal. So the task was for you to create an agent, and then in that agent create um topics like what are the office hours, how do I contact IT, where is the company portal, and then in those topics add 2 to 3 trigger phrases per topic. And then I didn't want you to publish the agent. I just wanted you to test and then document your test, document your agent configuration, and then we were going to do a presentation today. So there were only 2 submissions. That was from Mohammed and from Promise. And I think that's where we'll first start. Why were there only 2 submissions? Chibueze, Peculiar, did you guys have any issues with the assignments? If yes, yeah, tell me. Somebody can start. Yeah, Peculiar, go ahead.
Okay, mine was not really an issue, but I had a lot during the week. I was doing
Okay,
training back to back, and then my father had health crisis, so I was with him in the hospital. I'm almost done with the assignment. You'll get it before the class ends. I'm so sorry.
no worries at all. Chibueze, let's hear from you.
I'm really sorry for not bringing in my submission. I had glitches with my network during the week, and a lot happened. My system as well. At some point, it stopped working. I had to go and start troubleshooting, delayed the work. But I had to start changing location. It disturbed.
Sorry
I was
about
really looking forward to getting the recording to the class, but that video you sent, I was following it until I couldn't even deploy anything at all. It was working, but it stopped working. I wasn't able to actually.
Okay. So for the recording of the class, I think you could have asked for that in the group. Rachel or Juan are the two people that are responsible for putting the videos in YouTube. Once the recording is done. So, if any of you ever need the recording for the class, you can simply just tag either Rachel or Juan. They are in our group chat. You tag them, and then they will respond with the link to the recording of the previous class. So that's fine. So only Elijah, by the way, said he's not going to be in class today because he had some urgent things to take care of today. So that's fine. He also mentioned that I will get the assignment during the week. So that's all good and fine. I got submissions from Mohammed and Promise, and that encouraged me. It means that something that I said worked, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see. So, Mohammed, Promise, anybody can go first. What I want is for you to share your screen. Either of you share your screen and then walk us through your documentation, and then after walking us through your documentation, Promise, why are you shaking your head? Walk us through your documentation, and after walking us through your documentation, show us a test of your agents. We're curious, we wanna see. Yeah, Promise, you have something to say.
I have something to say because after doing the step by step, arranging how I was going to go about it, then
Yeah.
I started with building the agent. But along the line,
Yeah.
I I became confused. And again, I was like expecting for them to, post the recording of last class, but which was not posted on the
Group chat.
on WhatsApp. So
Yeah.
after, I tried my best. Well, to be honest, at the point I was confused because it's like I was doing it right. At another time, it's as if I was not getting it at all. But I just tried the little I can do because when I got to topics, okay,
Yeah.
I clicked topic. I kept clicking, it kept taking me to another, and I'm like, no, this is not what's when you did yours, this was not what appeared. But at the point I clicked something else, and there was this like a should I say a framework kind of where you see message, response, and all. So I inputted all the necessary information I needed to put in each of the boxes.
Okay.
Then I saved it. So I saved it. Then I went to the test panel, tested with question, and got the reply based on what I had imputed.
All right.
But after that, I saw something about triggers, and I'm like, but I just did something similar to triggers. Why am I seeing triggers again?
Okay.
Do I still need to put something there? In fact, that was where I got lost. I'm like, oh, no, I tried and tried and I'm like, oh, I think this is where I this is where I can actually endure this whole thing too. So I just paused and I'm like, no, this is. So I said, okay, maybe the next class I would,
Yeah.
talk about it and maybe be able to explain one or two to us, and I'll be able to know where things went wrong
Okay.
and stuff like
Okay.
that.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Mohammed, do you have something for us? You have something you want to share with us? Is your agent ready? Can you present to us? Give us your details. Can you show us something? It's okay if you
All right.
can't. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I don't want to. I have excuses too, but I will try my best as much as. No, actually, I had problems with my phone, and the last class I was
Yeah.
expecting. That's why I asked you about
About
the
the
record. You
recording.
said it will be shared on Monday,
Yeah.
because then I was doing two things. Sorry to say, I was listening to you, and I was trying to submit my last class assignment.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So was thinking you will share the video that I will follow up with the video. So I had issue with my phone, the screen, and I had to change it. So I thought I missed some messages. I even contacted Elijah if there was anything shared in the group that I missed. He said nothing. I was expecting the video actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I keep waiting to see if there's any new message because my WhatsApp did not back up actually. So
Okay.
that is why I even had to send. I did not see the link for
Meeting link. Yeah.
the meeting link today, and I had to. It was this morning. I stood up. I watched some videos and I tried to put up something. But I will still go ahead and we are learning. So if there's any mistake
Yes.
with the ones I did, of course, we'll correct it. So I did something actually today, this morning, when I
That's fine.
watched
That's
some
fine.
few videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Mohammed said something that's very important, right? We are learning. I don't want you guys to, and I've said this thing before, the fastest way to learn is to do. Even if you do what anybody says is the wrong thing, you did something. And when you do something, you have something to show, and we can then discuss and make corrections. I don't expect perfect work from anybody here. Even myself, I will not do perfect work because as I told you, I'm here to also learn from you guys and learn on the job as well. So when I give assignments, it's not because I expect perfect work from anybody. I want an attempt, just an attempt. Anything you try something, you show that you tried something, and that's good for me. That's the way I see, or I know that you are actually learning from each class. For the recording of the previous meeting, that the responsibility of sharing that is Juan, is belongs to Juan or Sarah. No, not Sarah, Rachel. And they are in the group chat. I think I mentioned it a couple of times. If you need the recording, if they don't post it as per schedule, you can easily tag any of them or even tag me and I will defer to one of them and they will share it. So yes, they didn't post it in group chat. I don't know why. But for going forward, let's endeavor to ask. Right. And I told you guys the same thing last week. If anything is unclear, send a message in the group chat. Mohammed did that. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Probably 2 weeks ago. Yeah, probably 2 weeks ago. He did that, and I created time. We had a call during the week. We looked at the issue and things like that. So I'm not just here for you on Saturdays. I'm also here during the week. It might be difficult because I have a very tight schedule, but at least make an attempt. If you send a message, then I don't respond, then I know it's on me. Right. But if you don't make an attempt, there is no proof that you did try to make an attempt. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. So let's do it this way. Let's see what Mohammed has. And based on what he has, we will make adjustments and try to complete the assignment so everyone can see. So that it's not as if you're doing it on my computer every week. Let's try on another person's computer. Let's see if it works. Maybe I have magic I'm doing here that's making it work. So, Mohammed, when you're ready, go ahead, share a screen and walk us through what you've done. Then we will make adjustments if there are adjustments required.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I'm
So,
trying to share my screen right now.
okay.
Right. Entire screen.
Yes, please.
I believe my screen is up now.
It's coming up on my end. Yes, I can see it.
Okay. All right. So good day, everyone. So based on the assignment, like you rightly said, I went on to create my own employment agent. And so to do that, I visited the Copilot Studio Microsoft, log in with my details.
Yes.
And then once I log in, so this was the interface I see. It was different from the videos that I see that I watch online.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So I clicked on agent for me to create my own personal agent. I did not use any of the template, and then went on to click on the blank agent in order
Yeah.
to create my own personal agent. And then step 2, I've named the agent Mohammed's employee assistant agent, and then went ahead and create the agent. This is the name, and I click on create to create the agent. So after creating the agent now, I had to describe the instruction, what the agent need to do. So these were the instructions. All right. So these are the instructions here. After describing the instructions, using software and other things. I save it, and after saving it, I do a test before going on. But after that, it was got to the point to create the topic now to bring up the trigger. So I click on topics at the top right, and then click on there are custom topics here, which the agent have already created. So I had to add the topic based on the assignment given to us. So I clicked on a topic. There was a drop down for me to from a blank, which I did. After doing that, I went on and you based on the assignment, we should add three. Is it 3 to 2 or 3 trigger phases?
Oh yeah.
So yes, so I did that. I named it office hours, and these are the triggers that I added, and then I saved. So after saving, I had a message, the note. So once you ask a particular questions, this is the return question you're going to get. For example, for that of office hours, so you get yeah, this is the response you're supposed to get if you ask
Okay.
the question. So also repeat same process for the orders, which is the contact IT and then companies portal. So I got to the point where I had to test the agent,
Yes.
right? So I test with the first one. How do I contact IT support?
I see.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so based on the trigger and everything, so you can contact IT support help desk at Mohammed at Q3S or Microsoft. I can call. I added my number, and then I also went on and do for the portal too.
Yes.
Just created a dummy portal too, and I also test too. Right.
Nice.
So I did everything. It worked. But before I saved, since we are not population, I also try. I had challenge when I ask a question outside the configured topic. He gave me answers. So yes, it did. So, but what I had to do, I now went back to the instructions again.
Okay.
I dictated the instructions and then added that it should not give me answers outside the configure domain. So I was able to solve that and retried again. I think where I asked, let me scroll down. I think there's a place I asked the question outside the domain. It gave me, okay, it should be under observation though. I think
Observations,
I
yeah.
had
Let's check.
yeah, I had a screenshot of it, that observation. So this was the question. Who is the current president of Nigeria? So that request is outside my scope. At initial, it actually gave me an answer. I think the first question I asked was, who was the president of Nigeria between 1999 to, is it 2000, 2007? He mentioned Obasanjo and whatever.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to the instructions and I dictated the instructions and I tried it back and this was the answer I get.
Nice.
So far so good. This was what I was able to come up with.
Nice.
Looking forward to any corrections and improvement ahead. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you so much. This is very, very encouraging. It means that what I've been teaching is working. This is all I need to see, man. This is great stuff. You can stop sharing. You can stop sharing.
Right.
This is fantastic stuff. Yeah.
Sorry. I also did I did something similar to this as well.
Yeah.
I did something similar to this. But like I said earlier, the confusion came in where I saw triggers and I'm like, no, but I've already added the triggers already when I clicked on topic and all. So why am I still seeing triggers?
Yeah.
So that's why I actually got lost.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I understand that it's if you remember last week I told you that it's about to get a little more confusing, right? So I understand that. And if I shared some videos last week and those videos explain triggers, topics, how to add topics, where triggers come in. Now, the topic itself, like I told you last week, a topic is triggered by a trigger phrase. Now, if you ask, like the assignment said, what are the office hours, right? Now, what are the office hours are the trigger phrases, right? What are the office hours? What are our opening times? Just like Mohammed added, there was something else he added. I don't remember. Um, so those are the phrases that will trigger the topic of office hours. Now, that part that I added was to confuse you a little, and it seems like it worked, right? It's actually all you needed to do. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Excuse me. Okay, all I wanted you guys to do was to create, for example, create a topic, call the topic office hours. In that topic, add trigger phrases like what are our opening times, what times can I visit the office, or who is it, whatever, something. Just add trigger phrases there, and then save. When you do that, when you save that, you've created a topic and you've created trigger phrases. Then you can add the response, which is the message, right? You add a message that will say will be the agent's response to questions like that, just like Mohammed did. All right. So it gets confusing, but it's pretty straightforward. And I believe those videos I shared should be useful. Now, if the videos are not useful, you also have access to Copilot. Copilot chats can guide you as well, right? All you need to do, for example, is to ask it, how do I create a topic? In fact, if you take, let me give you this expo, right? It's not that deep. If you take a screenshot of the assignment and paste it in Copilot chat, it will give you a breakdown of what you need to do to get the results. So that's something. If the recording was not available, if the videos I shared were not helpful, you could have, number one, you could have, like I always say, let's work in a group. Reach out to someone in a group chat. I believe if Mohammed is not available, someone is available, or myself can even step in with whatever questions you have, and I will try and answer, or someone else will answer. If that doesn't work, if you take a screenshot of the assignment and paste it in Copilot chat, it will give you a breakdown of the steps you need to do to get the assignment done. Right. So topics, trigger phrases, responses. Right. A topic is the is what the agent knows, or what has been stored in what has been fed to the agent. The trigger phrase is what the person types in, the prompt the person types in, and when you hit send, it triggers the agent to go into its database or knowledge base to check for an existing topic that would answer that trigger phrase, right? When it gets the answer, it responds, and that's what we call a response. If you remember the slide I showed last week, let me just present this. Here, user sends a message. The agent checks the trigger phrase. Is there a match? If there's a match, yes, it goes into the trigger topic and sends a response. If there is no match, it will send a fallback response. And we saw all of these demonstrated in Mohammed's employment agent, right? He sent a message asking, for example, who is the president of Nigeria? And when he did that, it checked its database or the list of topics that it has, and it didn't find anything related to that. So it went straight to the fallback response. And it said, sorry, this is outside my scope. I'm only able to assist with blah, 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 blah. Now, for the one that it was able to answer, when he sent a trigger phrase, or he sent in a prompt containing a trigger phrase that is, what are our opening times? The agent went into its knowledge base to search for topics related to that trigger phrase. When it found the trigger phrase, well, when it found the topic related to that trigger phrase, it then came back with a response saying our office is open between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is how this works. You send the prompt contains the trigger phrase, the agent recognizes that trigger phrase and picks the topic related to that trigger phrase, then sends you a response that has been specified in the topic. Does that make any sense? Is there anything that is still not clear? Because it gets more complicated after this. Yes, it gets more complicated after this. So is there anything that is not clear? Please ask in this class. I'm not teaching anything new in this class, right? This class and our next class will be for us to address whatever questions or knowledge gaps that they might be, right? In this class, I will present you with the capstone project. The capstone project is our final project that we work on in groups, and it is not simple. I'm going to be transparent with you. It's not simple. It requires you to do your research. I have given you the resources, the materials that you need to understand the project, right? It is not simple. It is what we've done. It contains what we've done, but it requires you to go a further step. So, or a step further. So, if you have questions regarding anything that you have done, be it the last class, be it 4 classes ago, please ask and let's talk about it. Chibuzi, I see your hand up.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Again, part of what I understood between Copilot Chat and Copilot Studio, that although when I was putting into the assignments, I had to discover some things also from the last class, because I would really need that recording. I'll request for that to be shared to us.
Sure.
I discovered that Copilot Chat, although you told us beforehand when the class started, that Copilot Chat, Copilot Studio will be a lot different from Copilot Chat, and that was true. I discovered that we had to impute the prompts, questions in Copilot Chat. But then when you were taking that class on Copilot Studio last week, I literally saw that you did everything yourself. So that's when you were talking about trigger phrases, because I read through the articles and I saw some things about trigger phrases. It's more like you have to do everything literally by yourself, like the prompts, commands, stuff, trigger phrases, according to Mr. Mohammed's presentation.
Yeah.
So it's as though that's my question actually. You really have to do everything yourself to set it up, be sure that everything works.
Yes. Copilot Studio is more let me say it requires more ownership than Copilot Chat. The agent builder in Copilot Chat is used by end users, right? Let me say, for example, I am in a department, in a HR department, or personally, I'm working for a company and I have some things that I need constantly. Maybe I need I have a document, a big document, right? Let me use this example. I work in a law firm, right? And in that law firm, we have a big policy document that is what 8,500 pages. Now, in my job as a let me say a data protection officer for that law firm, right? I need to reference that policy document almost every day when I'm working. Now, my company has Copilot licenses. I can simply go and create a simple agent just for me using the agent builder in Copilot Chat. What I mean is I will go into Copilot Chat. I will describe that I want this agent to give me answers that is sourced from our policy document. Answers that explain, direct answers that explain answers to my questions within the policy document. I create that agent, I publish it, it's just for me. Now, let's say I'm creating another document that needs to reference something in the policy document that is 1,500 pages. Instead of me to go through each page of the document, or maybe I need to go through a particular chapter that is 500 pages long, instead of me spending time to look through the 500 pages, I can simply ask my Copilot chat agent, in what page is this phrase referenced in my document? Now, my Copilot chat agent will go into that document, read through it for me, and give me an answer. That is a simple Copilot chat agent. But when we come to Copilot Studio or agents built in Copilot Studio, you need to go into more details of telling it how to respond, what its knowledge should be, creating the topics that it will know, the tone, the flow, what pretty much the entirety of the agent is specified in Copilot Studio. It contains everything related to that agent, how it responds, the tone, the topic, what should it reference, should it generate images, everything. If you're looking to design an agent in detail, then that's where Copilot Studio comes into play. But Copilot Chat is more of quick agents that will handle daily activities and things like that. So that's the major difference between the two. Like Charles said, Copilot Chat, gossip, Copilot Studio, designing an actual agent. Now, I will go further to say in Copilot Chat, you have the Copilot Agent Builder that is for very quick agent designs. Very, very quick. Like you saw, what did we create? What's that use case one? I believe we created an IT support, an exchange helper agent.
Exchange.
And we created an exchange helper agent, and you saw how we did it. We just put in the instructions, he described it, he did it, and all he's doing is, if I'm an exchange administrator, if I need to remember, what is the PowerShell command to create a user mailbox, I can go and ask my agent instead of going to Google, going to Microsoft Learn and searching for the answer there. My agent will give me the answer instantly. But if I want to go into more detail for what my agents can do, then I need to switch to Copilot Studio. Then we start talking about topics, triggers, trigger freezes, responses, the flow of the agents, and things like that. Right? So, any other question? I'm not trying to scare you guys, but it gets a little bit more complicated than this. And I really want everyone to participate, because that's the way it shows that you actually learned something. Now, if there are no questions, I will go on to the next slide, but last call, any questions? All right, that's fine. So, like I said, I'm presenting the capstone project today for us to work on. We have from now until the 3rd of June to complete this capstone project. And let me say that what we will do is the group, I'm going to divide you guys into groups, and the group with the best one will get to present the agent to Platform Explorers on I believe is on the 13th of June. Let me confirm that date, please. 1 minute. Group presentations are on what day? Where's my email? Yes, on the 13th of June, week 11. That's when we'll have the closing ceremony. And then in that closing ceremony, each team or each track will be allocated 10 minutes to present their agent, or present their capstone project, in our case, this is going to be an agent, right? So this class, the entirety of this week and part of next week until the 3rd of June, we have time to discuss whatever concerns you might have regarding this capstone project. If you and your group are doing something and it's not working, leverage me, leverage the internet, leverage the other group, and try as much as possible to get it done. I will send the group divisions during the week. Maybe might be today, might be tomorrow, might be sometime during the week. But this is what our capstone project is about, right? Let me pull that page over. So this is our capstone project, right? We are going to be working with storing variables in Copilot Agent. I talked about this very briefly last week. Now, our scenario is that the IT team at Fabricam wants to collect basic information from users: name, department, issue type, and then display it back in a structured way before passing the information on. What I mean is we are going to create, or the task here is to create an agent that is like a form. Now, when you're filling a form, it will ask you, what is your name? It will ask you, what is your department? It will ask you, what is your issue type? Now, that agent, it will ask those questions one after the other. And when you respond each time, it captures your responses. And the agents, what the agent will do pretty much is to display your responses to you in a structured format before passing it on to the relevant department. I'll take it again. If you remember the let me say, yes, the weekly task update form. Let me find that form real quick. Completion form. Yeah, this. All right. So this is an example of a form. This form asks you your name, your email address, the learning week, and the task status. When you type all of this in and you submit, it just passes it on to an Excel sheet that I have access to, and I see your responses there. But in the case of our agents, or the agents that we are going to be working on in these capstone projects, what we want is it will ask you, what is your name? You type in your name, church, hit enter. It will then ask you, what is your department? I will type human resources, hit enter. It will then ask you, what is your issue type? And then maybe you'll say, I have an issue related to accessing Copilot. I hit enter. And what it will then do is it will display all of these things back to me. It will display it back to me and then pass it on to the relevant department. The relevant department, for example, will be the IT team. So the agent is not giving you any solution. What it's doing is essentially data capturing. So in this case, it will take all of the data you put in and maybe send it in an email to the relevant IT department. They get the email, and then whoever is responsible for that mailbox will handle whatever your request is. So that's what we are doing. How does it do this? It does this through variables, right? I don't know if anyone here has coding experience. If you have coding experience, or if you don't have coding experience, there's something called variables. What a variable is something that stores information. I don't know if we have, let me see. Do you have people that did sciences in school here? Did you do, let me say maths, basic math, right? If you do quadratic equation in mathematics, do we remember what quadratic equation is?
Yes.
A plus b equals to, or 2a plus b equals to 20,
Yeah.
right? 2a plus b equals to 20, or let me say 2a plus 5 equals to 20, right? We are looking for a. That is a quadratic equation, right? I don't remember, my math is not very great, but there are some scenarios, or let me do it this way. We say 2a plus y equals to 20. Now we can then say our y is 5, right? We can assume the question says 2a plus y equals to 20, y is equals to 5, find a. Now that y equals to 5 is an example of a variable. Y is storing the information that it is 5. Now, what do we do when we call the equation 2a plus y equal to 5? We're essentially saying 2a plus 5 is equal to 20. I think I'm losing you guys. If you don't understand, please ask me. I know math is not everybody's favorite. If you don't understand,
together.
please ask me. Promise, I see you shaking your head.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, promise. Go ahead.
Like, I think at this point now, I'm going to be very honest. It's becoming confusing. Sorry to say.
Yes, yes, please
Especially
become.
with what you're with the illustrations and all.
Okay,
But
all right. Let me
regardless, yeah.
let me find a simple way to explain. When you order so I haven't been in Nigeria in a while, but I would say when you okay, I'm sure, let me not say Nigeria, let me say I think across the world we have apps that you can use to order food, right? Right. We have apps that we can use to order food. So you want to order food, you sign up for that application or for that app, and part of the things that you do is you put in your first name, you put in your last name, you put in your address, and you put in your debit card or credit card information. Those are the things you need to order food, right? Okay, let me not use food. Let me use Uber. You want Uber or Bolt, right? You want to order a ride anywhere. You're going from your house to another location. You want to order a ride. Now, when you create an Uber, when you download the Uber app, it requires you to create a profile. Now, in that profile, you will have your first name, your last name, your phone number, and then your payment information. Your payment information can be your debit card or credit card, sometimes cash, right? It depends on where in the world. Here they don't give you the option of cash. It's either your debit card or your credit card. Now, that information that you've put in is stored in your profile. Okay, follow me. Just follow me. It's going to make sense. When you request for a ride, it will ask you for your pickup point and for your destination. It will ask you for your pickup point and for your destination. Now, when the driver picks up, I mean, you put in your pickup points, put in your destination, and then you click on order ride. When the driver accepts your ride, it will show him your profile, your first name, probably your last name. It will show him the pickup points, and it will show him your destination. I don't know if it shows the destination. Sometimes they say it doesn't show them destination. I don't know. But let's assume that it shows him your first name, your last name, and your pickup points. Now, the Uber app was built in such a way that your profile information, your first name, your last name, and also your pickup points are stored in the system such that when the driver accepts the ride, it just shows it to him. How is it stored? It's stored in something called a variable. A variable. Does it make sense? Promise. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So in our case here, our IT team wants to get an email containing first name of the person that raised the request, last name of the person that raised the request, the department of the person that raised the request, and the issue or issue and issue type. So as people that have knowledge of Copilot, we decided that we want to create an agent that will get all these details from whoever is creating a request or a ticket. How? Our agent will have variables and store the information in variables, so that when, for example, myself, I go into that IT agent, it will ask me the prompt or the suggested, not the suggested. So the first thing that it will say to me is, what is your name? Now I type in my name, Church Ephraim, I hit enter. The next thing that comes up after that is, what is your department? I type in my department, Human Resources, I hit enter. It stores that information. It's not throwing away the information. As I'm typing it, it's storing it. Then the next question that will come up is, what is your issue type? Or how urgent is your issue? I will say urgent. I hit enter. Next thing that will come up is, what is your issue? I will now say, my keyboard has stopped working. I hit enter. Then all those things I've been typing, the agent will then display it to me in the view. It will display it to me and tell me your name, Church Ephraim, department, Human Resources, the issue, urgency, urgent, issue type, or issue. My keyboard, your keyboard has stopped working. Then it will send it as an email to the IT team, and then somebody from the IT team will get the email and then reach out to me, and we'll already have the details. So when they're reaching out to me, they're not going to ask me, what is your name, what is your department, how urgent is the issue, or what is the issue exactly. They already have all of those details. That's what we are trying to create. Are you still following? Does it make sense?
Yes, we are following.
It makes sense for Mohammed. I see Chibueze nodding his head. Promise, Peculiar, and Chineyinwa. Does it make sense? If you have any question,
Gradually.
ask me. Peculiar said gradually.
Gradually.
Okay, thumbs up. Promise, Chineyinwa. Give me something.
Yeah, to a certain extent, it's making sense.
Okay, promise. To what extent does it make sense?
You said something about, okay, I mean, when you, for instance, you used Uber or Bolt, you put your name, your surname, your credit card or debit card, and every other thing.
Yeah.
Then you said something about variables. That you said something about variables. So what I want to know is, those variables you talked about, will those variables come up based on your information that you already have in the app?
Yes. It's whatever you put in the app on your profile that is displayed to the driver. So if you sign up for Uber, sorry, so if you sign up for Uber today and you say your name is Promise and your last name is AE, when you request for a ride, the driver will not see that your name is Mohammed. The driver will see what you have stored in your profile. And what you stored in your profile is referenced by a variable.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find a simple way to explain what a variable is. Give me 1 minute, because I want you guys to get this part, because the video you will watch, the video that is in our learning item for the week, explains all of this in details and how to create variables using Copilot Studio. But I want you to understand the foundation of what this agent we are trying to build will do. Okay, so let me see. I need a very simple illustration. Okay, so let me say it this way now. I'll explain variable again, okay? And I'll try to explain it as simple as possible. Now, we have a box, an imaginary box, right? I don't have a box here that I've used to explain. Let me bring something. Hold on. This is my wife's
Good
bag.
afternoon.
Oh, Chinua. Okay, this is my wife's bag. Now, inside this bag, right, there are items in here. Or let me just say there is one item in here. As simple as possible. The only item in here is her wallet. Her wallet is inside this bag. Okay. Now, what is a variable? A variable is something you use to store information. This bag is my variable. This wallet is the information inside of my variable. So in this case of our this is our use case. We are working with variables. Now we want our agent to store information about name, department, urgency, and issue type or issue, what the issue is. What does that mean? It means we need at least 4 variables. Okay, now variable 1. This is variable 1. Inside this variable is name. This is name. Okay, let me bring another bag. So this is variable 1, and inside this variable is the name of the person. All right, she will kill me, but this is variable 2. Variable 2 is the department, and inside this variable 2 is the department of the person inside of the variable. Remember, variable 1 contains the name, variable 2 contains the department. Okay, so this is variable 3. All right, variable 3 is let me stop at variable 3. Variable 3, for example, will be what the issue is. Inside of variable 3 is the issue. So when our agent has gotten all of this information and stored them in variables, variable 1, variable 2, and variable 3. Our agent has stored all this information in the variables. Our agent will then call the variables and display what is inside of the variables to the user, saying your name is this, your department is this, the issue is this. Do you understand? Variables, information, the agent will call all the variables and display all of them for you to see before sending it to the person that is responsible. Does it make sense? So that is an example of what our agents will do. We want the agent to display, to get the variables, get all of the variables, or get the information and store it in variables. And then at the end of the flow of the agent, it will display the information for all to see and then send it to the person to the department. That's the IT department in this case. And then end the conversation. That's what we are trying to build here. So this is the use case. study the use case. If you want to play with it, you can play with it. I will, like I said, I will divide us all into groups. And for this use case, we need to create a GitHub folder individually. Even though we are working in groups, I want everybody to create a GitHub folder called Capstone under your AI workforce repo. And in that Capstone folder, create the problem statement.md, the solution, and the configuration, right? These are the things that I want you to document in all of these markdown files. And then after documenting all of these things as individuals, right? Document it as individuals. All I want you to do after that is to complete this presentation template. Now, as a group, you'll be required to have a presentation template. Now, this is what the presentation template looks like. I will share it in the group chat. Why is it taking time to load? Okay. So this is what the presentation template looks like. It's very simple. Your names, your team, and the dates. That's your group. Problem statements. You've already documented it in GitHub, so you can take it out and just paste it in here based on your group agreements. Your solution, also, this is a group work, so your solution should document what your group has agreed on is the solution, and then the configuration should also be documented by your group, and then the results and lessons learned and improvement actions. So I will share this also in the group chat. And then after you've done the presentation, you've documented in GitHub, complete the weekly task update form and share a link to your GitHub repo and your group presentation in the WhatsApp group chat. So this is to be completed before the 3rd of June. So the next line of action now is for me to share the Capstone project in the group chat, share the weekly learning items that we have, and then share the presentation template in the group chat as well. Then the next thing I would do is to divide you into groups. And then you guys will be responsible for working in groups on your own. But if you have any issues, please reach out to me or reach out to other teammates that you think might be helpful, and they will help you walk through it. The goal is for us to have submissions from each group. It's the same thing, but how you do this is totally dependent on your groups. Is it clear? Is there anything that is confusing?
It's clear. I don't think that's confusing.
Okay, all right. That's
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chibuzi.
You said would have to do the work individually. Is it as a result of our agreement that would impute into the presentation templates?
Okay, let me take it again. Now, this capstone project is to be done in groups. We're not a lot, so we're going to just have 2 groups in our AI task workforce. And you'll be divided into 2 groups. In each group, you guys will work on the solution together. You would work on a solution together for the capstone project. Now, after you work on a solution together, individually, in your own GitHub repositories, you will document the capstone project. You will create a folder called capstone, and in that capstone folder, individually, you will create problem statement.md, our solution.md, and configuration.md. Then, as a group, you would work on the presentation template. Agree on what should be in the presentation template, and maybe appoint somebody that will put it in there and submit as for your group. So there are 2 things to do after solving the solution, after solving the capstone project, right? Document as a team in your presentation template, then document individually in your GitHub. Then I am expecting 2 submissions. Well, 1 submission per person and 2 submissions for each group. The single submission per person is a link to your GitHub repository showing your documentation for your capstone. And then somebody in your group can, whoever the person is, that person is expected to share with me the presentation for your group. Does it make sense? All clear for everybody, not just Chibuizi. Does it make sense?
Yes, boss. It makes sense.
All right.
Yes.
Does it have to?
Yes.
Do we also have to
It's
impute
okay.
images as well? Or
Come
just a
again,
template?
Chibuizi.
Sorry, do we have to impute images as well in template, or it's just according to our discussion?
It's according to whatever you agree in your group. If you feel like you need images in your presentation, fine. I wouldn't necessarily think that anybody needs images in the presentation, given that you would document images in your GitHub, right? So I personally wouldn't put images in my presentation. I will only put short and simple slides, because you will only have 10 minutes to present both your presentation and your agent. You have 10 minutes to do both. So I personally will not put pictures in my presentation. Instead, I will put all the pictures, illustrations, and all of that in GitHub, so that when I'm making reference to my slides, I can easily show my GitHub, or I will just demo the agent and everyone will see how it works. Because that will be required when you're doing the presentation at the end. Does that make sense? All right. Anything else from anyone? All good? All right. So that's the end of our class for today. I will share the items that I promised, and then let you guys know what groups you are in. And yeah, that's it. Everyone have a nice rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Oh, Chineyema, sorry. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon,
So
Chineyema.
sorry I joined in late. My network was misbehaving, that's why. So please, regarding the assignment you gave us for last week, I'm very sorry I was unable to submit mine because I was down. But is there a way I can still do to submit it this week?
Yeah, of course. You can. You're welcome to do it. Give it a shot and submit.
Okay.
If you had joined earlier in the class, you would have seen Mohammed's submission. He detailed what it looks like. He explained his testing and all of that. I think you can probably still see it because there's a link in the group chats.
YouTube, name changer.
There's a link. There's a link in the group chats. So you can go through that and see what it's like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the group chats, and someone will be able to help. But I expect everyone to submit the assignments, even if it's not this week. So promise, Chibuizi, Tequila, you can still submit the assignments if you are motivated by what Mohammed did. If you feel motivated, you can do it and submit it, and that'll be very good. So Chibuizi, go ahead.
No, sorry, I submitted. I pasted my link. Yeah, it's
Yes,
there.
you did. Yes, that's correct. Promise, you did. But I'm saying if you want to, if you see something you
Okay,
like
to
from
still give it
Mohammed's
a
own,
shot.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to give it a shot,
Okay.
if you see something you like from Mohammed and you want to implement that in yours, you can go for it and make changes. In the end, it's your work, right? I'm not doing anything with it. It's your work. It's you that will get the knowledge from it. Chibuizi, go ahead.
But there's some. Oh,
Oh,
sorry to
sorry.
interrupt. Sorry, please.
Promise, go ahead. Yeah.
Before I forget. Okay, after imputing the phrases, then the response, and the topic, there are about 7 categories. There is trigger, there is topic, there is agents and knowledge and every other stuff. After imputing all the information that is needed in the topic, do I still need to do anything in the trigger category?
So what I will say is you can reach out to Mohammed, reach out to him, set up a call or something. If you want to do it today, if you want to do it tomorrow, find out his availability and ask him. walk him through what you've done, and then maybe he can make corrections or suggest something that you can do different. That's what I would suggest.
Okay.
All right. Anything else from you, promise?
Oh no, nothing else.
All
That's
right. Chibuzi, go ahead.
Yes. Sorry, sir. I was going to ask if it was okay to ask a request of the recording for last week and this week as soon as possible.
Yes,
Just
yes,
our
please.
availability.
Yes, please ask. Ask for it in the group chat. Tag, sorry, what's her name? Rachel and Juan. Both of them. Tag both of them. They are in our group chat. You can tag them, and they will let us know when this recording will come out, and then they will also they should share the link to the recording from the last class. Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's
All right. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.